Hello everyone, this is Sid here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be drawing Despicable Me characters in my art style, so without further ado, let's get started. Basically, earlier this summer I went to go see the Despicable Me 4 movie, which was actually very good. I loved it. I thought it was very fun and exciting, though it wasn't my personal favorite because I thought that it lacked sort of the heartfelt, emotional punches that some of the other Despicable Me movies gave. But lots of other people said that it was their favorite. Like, I did a poll, and surprisingly it had about 500 votes, and I think about like 80% said that that was their favorite. So the first character that I drew was actually Lucy, and Lucy has actually been around the least out of all 4 of these characters I'm doing, because I'm going to be doing Lucy and the 3 girls. So Lucy, of course, was debuted in the second movie as Gru's love interest character and his sidekick, and I think that Lucy is actually a great character because she juxtaposes against Gru very well. They're very much opposites, and you know, people always say like opposites attract, and in their case it does, because I mean, sometimes when people have completely different worldviews, then they can argue with each other, and that can be extremely like bad. But other times they can help each other see stuff in different lights, and that's just amazing. So where Gru is very like socially awkward, and sometimes he's not really mean, he's just sort of like sarcastic and like bitter, Lucy is more like socially normal. I don't really want to say the word normal because everyone has different social life, you know? But she's more socially accepted generally, and she's more friendly and almost sort of bubbly, I feel like. She's always very excited and positive and optimistic. And I love her look because she does look very different from Gru too. Gru is sort of like shorter. I mean, I don't really think he's short, but he's shorter than Lucy, which is interesting because of course Lucy is a girl. But Lucy is very like tall and skinny, and Gru is more like short, and he's not really like thicker, but he is like broader, of course. He has like broad shoulders, and I feel like Gru actually has more of like a triangular shape. Like his torso is very much like an inverted triangle. So their body shapes are like very different. Despite the fact that they are like male and female, which would of course make them different automatically, they're just like very different from each other. And Lucy has like the nice red hair, and she has up in a bun usually, which is what I drew her in right here. And she has like green eyes. And Gru, of course, is like bald. His hair was like black or like dark brown when he was younger, but he's bald when he's older. And Gru and Lucy actually both have a very long nose. Gru's nose, of course, is like a lot longer than Lucy's is. And the interesting thing is they're both facing different directions. Like, Gru's nose is more like a triangle facing down, and then Lucy's nose is more like a triangle facing up. So I think all these little subtle differences in between them is very cool. And Lucy has 2 main outfits. She has like a dress, and she has like a trench coat type thing. But in the Despicable Me 4, she wears the dress more often. But I actually like the trench coat a lot more. So I decided to draw her in the trench coat because I feel like, of course, she is an agent for the Anti-Villain League. And I feel like trench coats give off more agent or detective or spy vibes. So I decided to draw her in that. And she has this nice like polka dot scarf that she wears that has like red polka dots on it, so I drew her wearing that. And she also has like high heels, which I drew. And sometimes it shows her with a little like bag or a purse and sunglasses. And I saw this one picture where she was like holding a taser gun, I guess, or something. So I added that and just gave her this nice pose. And yeah. Then I decided to draw the girls in order of oldest to youngest, because I guess that'll just be the video, since of course Lucy's the oldest, and then would be Margo. But yeah, I drew Margo next, and I really like her character too. I like all of the characters in Despicable Me, actually. I believe that they have very strong characters, which helps supplement for when the plot is a bit lacking. But Margo is the oldest of her girls. I don't know if they're like actually her sisters biologically, since they're all orphans, of course, at the beginning, or if they just like act like sisters because of course they look so different. But she's the oldest of them, And because of this, she's of course like the one that's supposed to be protecting them, especially when they don't have parents at first, and she's supposed to be like their guardian. So because of this, she develops into a very like mature and responsible child, which I think is very important for an older sibling. I am an older sibling, and I would consider myself to be very protective over him. But she's also very like smart and nerdy and very like bookish, I feel like, especially when compared to her two younger sisters. And yeah, she also seems the most like antisocial or like introverted of her sisters. She seems more like Gru to me. She's like a nicer version of Gru, but as a kid. I don't know, because she has like the mentality of an adult. I feel like she's like an adult in a kid's body. So yeah, she has a very high and advanced mental state, which is why like she's able to take the social cues from when Gru is talking to that Prescott guy, and she's like, this is awkward, we should leave, and all of that. But it might just be because she's a teenager and she's afraid that her dad will embarrass her in front of her friends that she could make at school. I think that she has very much like social anxiety because she is worried about like not being able to make friends at her new school, which is kind of sad because you should never be afraid that no one will like you because of who you are. You should always try to feel as comfortable with who you are as possible. I'm saying this because I also feel like people won't accept me for who I am, but it's something that we all need to get over and overcome. And it takes a lot of strength to do that, and bravery and courage, which I can understand. But yeah, it's cool that she has that little bit of conflict to add to her character because it really does make her seem a lot more realistic. So of course, going in my descending age order, the next one that I drew was Edith. And Edith is actually my favorite of the girls. Most people like Agnes the most because obvious reasons. But Edith is also like Gru, not in her like mental state of being an adult in a kid's body, but she's more like evil than the other ones. She's always like pulling pranks on people and telling jokes and getting into mischief wherever she goes. She wears this hat all the time, which I think is kind of unique because even when she was in her like little outfit for Gru and Lucy's wedding, and when she was doing the dance recital, she still had her hat on, which I think is a very interesting like character design element, and I think it just like stands her apart from the crowd. And I also feel like one of the reasons why they would have given her a hat is that she could like pull her hat over her eyes. She was trying to get into some mischief, and that's just one of like something people associate with like bad behavior, I guess, is like covering your eyes or your face. But I think that she is very interesting because, of course, she wears pink, which I feel like if anyone wore pink, it would probably be Agnes, who was like obsessed with like rainbows and unicorns and all that girlish stuff. And of course, by no means is pink a girl color. Like, guys can wear pink and that's totally cool and all of that. But, you know, in modern day society, pink is typically associated with girls. So I thought it was interesting that since she's more of like a tomboy personality, they had her wearing pink. But yeah, I think that was pretty cool. She is definitely more of a rebellious child, and I love that for her. And then of course the last one that I'm going to be drawing is Agnes, who is the youngest out of the girls. And everyone loves her because she's like cute and adorable, and she's so like innocent and pure. She can't bring herself to be mean to anyone. She can't bring herself to tell lies. She always has good intentions in her heart and is always striving to do the right thing and help others out. She has this one scene where Gru and them are at the like amusement park, I think, and she wants this unicorn, and when she wins it, she's like, "It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!" So I'll play that clip if I can find it. It's a very cute clip. If you haven't seen it already.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die! He's so fluffy! Yeah!
Because I think it was kind of popular on the internet for a while, just because of how just joyful it is. But yeah, she gets that little unicorn, and I feel like her dream as a little kid is to find a unicorn. In the third movie, she does find Lucky, who is actually a goat, but since Lucky does have one horn, she thinks that he is a unicorn for the longest time until Gru is like, hey, this is a goat, not a unicorn. So, yeah, in the fourth movie, Lucky is taken away from her because they have to move, of course, and he can't be with her. But Lucky and Agnes have a very strong bond just because she's such a kind and sweet little kid, and she always is nice to everyone around her. And she's able to build those bonds and make those connections, unlike, say, Gru, who is less good on the socializing front, as she is. But anyways, these are my 4 Despicable Me characters drawn in my art style. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really do appreciate it. It helps to support me and encourage me to draw more art, and it boosts my content into the algorithm so that more people like you can see my videos. And the good thing for you is that it helps you to stay tuned and get notified whenever I post a new video. So in about a few days from now, I'm not exactly sure when, I will be posting my Despicable Me villains video, because I have actually already started drawing my villains. I drew all 5 of them except for Maxime, who I'm working on right now. And as soon as I finish Maxime, I will be making that video for y'all to watch. And anyways, please leave a comment down below and tell me which one of these characters is your favorite and which one you think that I drew the best. And I hope that you'll all have a great rest of your day and great rest of your summer. And always remember that I love you, and I will see you later. Goodbye!